Good Sunday morning, everybody. Meteorologist Johnny Lively here to dive in on what we are currently dealing with right now this Sunday morning with the winter storm moving through. We've got the I-10 corridor approaching the freezing conditions, but north of the I-10 corridor, you've been at freezing really the last couple of hours, so that freezing rain and sleet has been ongoing for some of those areas. Good amount of lightning and thunder has been going on. You can see parts of Woodlands and Cleveland, even sections of I-10 has had a good amount of lightning strikes, 30 to 32 lightning strikes at time. But notice we still have that moderate to heavy rainfall from parts of Houston, Beaumont down to Mid-County and Lake Charles. That's all cold rain. If you're looking for the freezing rain and sleet, that starts from Katy, parts of the Woodlands, Livingston, Jasper, Woodville. That freezing line right now, we'll show that here in a minute, is actually kind of between Highway 190 and I-10. So it has not made its way down to I-10 just yet. We're seeing cold rain from Houston, Winnie, Beaumont to Lake Charles and further south. And then further to the north, you've been kind of seeing that mix of freezing rain and sleet really the last couple of hours. Good news is this is out of our region by the time we get to 8 to 9 o'clock this morning. It is moving quick. That is good. That's why we've kept our forecast along the I-10 corridor, not going to have any big major concerns. It's all north of the I-10 corridor that we definitely want to monitor. Here's a current temperature sponsored by Do Good Credit Union. You can see I-10, Houston's 34, Beaumont 33, where I'm at 35 in Lake Charles. Down towards the coast, you are into the middle to upper 60s, middle to upper 30s. It's that freezing line that we're talking about. You can see from Conroe down to Cleveland, Saratoga into Lumberton, going up to Kirbyville, down to DeQuincy and Kinder. That's where that freezing line is, so it is so far well north of the I-10 corridor. We're not seeing the freezing rain just yet on the I-10 corridor, and we might not ever see the freezing rain because this is going to be out of here by 8 o'clock in the morning. But if we finally start switching over to freezing rain for the I-10 corridor, it's just not going to be enough time to cause any huge drastic impacts. It's further to the north where we can see some of these impacts. Chester, 31 degrees. They've been having that freezing rain and sleet really the last couple of hours. Seen some pictures of Spurger and Woodville in these areas. You can see that it is definitely icy in spots, so be cautious and careful out there. But a big change, even though it's just 2 degrees difference, 33 degrees where I'm located. Still some moderate to heavy rain right now, just cold rain, had some thunder and lightning, but this is not cold enough yet to get to the freezing rain or sleet. We're close, just not there yet. And by 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning, this is all over. So the event will just not last long enough to have problems where I'm at along the I-10 corridor and further south. Amarillo is cold at 6 degrees, Wichita at 8, Dallas at 15. But the further southeast that you go, we are hugging that freezing line between Highway 190 and I-10. You can see that it is warm over there towards New Orleans and parts of Mobile, Alabama. That's what we call the warm sector. Look how far north that warm sector is. You're actually getting some isolated severe weather out of this. So here we are talking about freezing rain and snow in the Texas Panhandle and Southern Plains, and you've got severe weather ongoing in parts of the southeast with 69 to 70 degrees from New Orleans and Mobile. Pretty crazy, right? Houston 33, New Orleans 69, Dallas 15, Denver at 4, Omaha at -5. What a spread you are seeing. You can see that cold front continues moving eastward. That means all the precipitation will continue following. Lots of freezing rain in parts of central Texas, moving out, getting into the southeast Texas and east Texas spot. But notice along I-10 corridor, we've got that moderate to heavy rainfall continuing for Houston, Galveston, Beaumont, Mid-County into Lake Charles. We're going to see that potential for freezing rain continue for I-10, but we just aren't there yet. Not going to have any big impacts. So the areas like Lufkin, Woodville, Jasper, Spurger, DeQuincy, we're going to see how much ice we can accumulate. We're thinking about 1/4 of an inch can be possible. Do some isolated areas get slightly higher. It can be possible. Right now, we're seeing this kind of getting close to coming to an end by 8 to 9 o'clock in the morning, and here comes the future cast. Here we are at 6:30 in the morning, so this is about almost in an hour. You can see there's a lot of this is getting close to the Texas-Louisiana border. Still have that freezing rain potential in parts of Woodville, Jasper, north of the I-10 corridor. Could get into parts of northern Beaumont. We might never see the freezing rain touch I-10. It'll be close. Still, even if it does, it's not enough time to cause issues. So at 6:30, it's going to be very close, that freezing line towards I-10, but it looks like more than anything is going to be cold rain, especially down towards Port Arthur. Lots of moderate to heavy rainfall in Lake Charles, but the big thing that I want you to notice is by 7:30 in the morning, this is out of southeast Texas pretty much, and it is now in southwest Louisiana. 8 o'clock in Lake Charles to Lafayette, continues moving down I-10, eastbound and down. Lafayette and Baton Rouge is where the moderate moderate to heavy rainfall is. Freezing rain is further to the north. So pretty much by 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, all of our regions for Southeast Texas and Southwest Louisiana, we wave goodbye to this, and then we'll just be talking about the hard freeze conditions that are coming in tonight into Monday morning. We don't start clearing and seeing that sun until we get into Monday. Mainly Monday afternoon into Monday evening. This will help us have a cold night as well, Monday night into Tuesday morning. So if you're looking for the sun, you won't get it until Monday. Here is the active winter storm alerts that are ongoing. We have that ice storm warning says till 6 p.m. This evening for our northern counties north of the I-10 corridor. This is not till 6 p.m. This is mainly until about 8 to 9 o'clock this morning because, again, we just showed the Futurecast. It will be out of here. But just wanted to show you how large the winter storm alerts are. Seeing some power outages in parts of Harris County, Montgomery, Walker, and San Jacinto, but a lot more issues are further to the north, especially towards that I-20 corridor. But if you look in interior Southeast Texas, Southwest Louisiana, nothing just yet. Could have some spotty power outages. I have seen somebody have said like parts of Spurger and Hardin. They said we lost power, but it's back on. So hopefully we continue to not have any big problems for our region power outage wise, and we really shouldn't. But notice I-20, these areas here, lots of power outages into central and northern Louisiana, especially towards that Mississippi where the ice accumulation continues to keep going on. If you do have some ice accumulation like Spurger, Woodville, you've got those 25 to sometimes 30-mile-an-hour gusts at times. This can kind of help weight down those tree limbs that are getting a little heavy. Power lines shouldn't be really sagging because this hadn't been enough accumulation. This is just causing a little bit of an interference, but nothing too bad as of right now. So we'll continue to keep watching those wind gusts for those areas that have had a little bit more of the ice accumulation, like throwing out some names well north of the I-10, Woodville, Jasper, and Newton. So winter storm impacts, let's continue to keep this going. Winter storm impacts, you can see it's very large. I mean, 1,500 to 2,000 miles wide, the spreads, but the areas that you don't want to see, and we don't have it in Southeast Texas, Southwest Louisiana, is the red. That is mainly further to the east into parts of Mississippi. Down towards the I-10 corridor, we can have some inconveniences with some black ice on the overpasses and bridges, but we'll be watching for the areas like north of the I-10 corridor that has those icy conditions like Cleveland, Hardin, Batson, Wildwood, Koontz, Kirbyville, Jasper, Woodville, Leesville, DeQuincy, those areas well north of the I-10 corridor. If you've been getting some of the ice accumulation, it can be spotty with icy conditions, so traveling can be a little bit, sketchy at times, so we need you to be cautious in those areas that have been getting that ice accumulation. High temperatures today, we will get into the, let me finally get this going. Sometimes technology doesn't like working with you. We will mainly get above freezing for a good portion of the region, except for the far northern counties and parishes. You'll be mainly into the mid to upper 20s. Those are like Conroe, Huntsville, but even St. Augustine getting down to the low 30s. But you'll see, I mean, we should, like Beaumont, Orange, Lake Charles, down towards the coast, we will get above freezing. So that's the good news while we're not going to have any big impacts, especially I-10 corridor. We just don't have enough time for any ice accumulation to really build up. Here we are overnight tonight into Monday morning. The I-10 corridor down into the low to mid-20s. That's hard freeze conditions. This isn't an extreme hard freeze, but it is hard freeze conditions. Port Arthur down at 26, Sabine past 29. Even down towards the coast like Galveston, you can be into the upper 20s to low 30s. But really cold the further north that you go. Look at St. Augustine into the upper teens. Woodville, Jasper, Newton, DeRidder into the upper teens to low 20s. So definitely going to be cold tonight. Think about the winds that you'll have on Monday. Not too strong, but the wind chills will be into the single digits to teens for all across the board pretty much. Teens further south into the I-10 corridor. Look how cold it is. Denver at 2, Oklahoma at 5, -3 in Wichita. Warm over there coming up on Monday morning in Miami at 72. It is going to be cold for a majority of the country, especially us, but I want to be in Miami. It's nice and warm. Here we are, Southeast Texas. It's going to be pretty chilly the next 5 to 7 days. Normally, our highs are near 64 degrees. We don't touch the 60s at all the next 5 to 7 days, mainly going to be in the 30s next couple days, 40s, and then getting into the 50s as we get into the middle to the end of the week. Another cold front comes in on Friday, highs back into the 40s. We get back to near freezing coming up on Saturday morning. But notice, after this precip that ends at 8 and 9 o'clock this morning, looks pretty rain-free majority of this week. Just small rain chances coming in on Friday. Southwest Louisiana, rain's moving out today. Should have got rid of that cold front logo, but rain's moving out today. Some freezing precipitation for your northern parishes. But after that, dry all week long with rain returning by Friday. No 60s, no 70s, cold mornings, cold nights. We will have hard freeze conditions coming up for Southeast Texas, Southwest Louisiana tonight into Monday morning, and then again Monday night into Tuesday morning. So if you're worried about dripping, anything of that nature, you need to do that coming up tonight into Monday morning. You stop during the day on Monday, and then you can do it again Monday night into Tuesday morning. Some cities don't like you doing it, though, so you definitely need to talk to your local officials and kind of see what they say. I know, like, just not making fun of them, but there's some cities like Port Neches or Nederland. I can tell you many times on their Facebook, they'll say, please do not drip. So please listen to your local officials on what they say to do for your area. Let me, did not mean to show you this chart. Let me say that this is a good time to go download the free Gulf Coast Weather Solutions app. If you have not downloaded it, this is a wonderful, wonderful time to do it. Doesn't just keep you updated what's going on here locally. Say you travel to other states, it's going to follow you, keeping you updated what the temperatures are, conditions are. And one of my favorite features is I literally just got an update from my phone. It just said that Gulf Coast Weather Solutions said that lightning strikes are 10 to 15 miles away. Rain is moving in and should move out in the next couple of hours. So it's really neat, all the features that you have. Thanks for tuning in to the long Sunday morning show. We're going to continue to follow updates for any road conditions, power outages. We definitely need your help. If you can, send us pictures on our app. You can do that. But also keep tagging us on social media what you're seeing, especially ice accumulation wise. We need your help. Ground truth is a lot more important than what model data is showing. Remember, models were showing us getting freezing down to the I-10 corridor at 4 p.m. Let's see how true that is. It is 5:52. Nobody on I-10 is freezing. So ground truth is very, very important. So we need your help. If you can, please send in reports of what you're seeing. Is it rain, cold rain, freezing rain? You seen any sleet? Keep us updated. We definitely need your help. Thanks for tuning in this Sunday morning. We'll continue to keep you guys updated. See y'all again.